Why am I here? The air smelled different. Cold. Clean. Too clean. The human, a man in his late 20s, slowly opened his eyes. Bright lights stung them. The ceiling above him glowed with a soft blue color, and the walls looked like smooth silver. This wasn't Earth. This wasn't a hospital. He sat up with a groan, feeling pain in his ribs and back. There was a strange humming in the room, low, deep like a machine breathing. His name was Noah Carter, and the last thing he remembered was the explosion. There had been fire, screaming, and something falling from the sky, and her. He looked, down at his chest. A round silver disc was stuck just over his heart. It blinked slowly, green, then blue, then green again. He tried to pull it off, but it burned his fingers the moment he touched it. "What is this place?" he whispered. The room had no door, just walls and strange lights. Everything was smooth, no corners, no buttons. He stood up shakily. His legs felt weak, like he hadn't walked in days. Then he heard it. A voice. But not with his ears. It was inside his mind. "You're awake?" Noah spun around. No one was there. Who said that? He called. The voice returned, gentle but distant, almost afraid. "You saved me, and now we are one." "What does that mean?" "Where are you?" he shouted. Then a panel in the wall opened with a soft hiss. A figure stepped into the room. She was tall, slender, and not human. Her skin was pale violet, and her eyes were bright gold. She had markings across her cheeks like glowing lines. She wore a silver uniform with strange symbols Noah couldn't understand. She looked at him with no smile, no warmth. Just sadness. "You," he whispered. "You're the one I pulled from the fire." The alien girl nodded slowly. "You were hurt," Noah said. "There was an explosion. You were bleeding. He stopped. "Wait, are you the one who brought me here?" Again, she nodded. "Why?" he asked. "What is this place? Why can't I leave?" She took a step closer. Her voice came out this time, soft and smooth. "You did not just save me," she said. "You completed the bond." Noah blinked. "The what?" "It is old," she said. "Ancient. A soul bond. Rare. Sacred. Almost forgotten." "I don't understand," Noah said. "I was just trying to help you." "And by doing that," she said, "you tied your life to mine." "What?" He stepped back. "No, that can't be. That's not how this works. It is how it works for my kind," she said. "You gave your life for mine. You shielded me with your body. My system responded. The bond activated." Noah shook his head. "Okay, no, I didn't sign up for this. I want to go home." "You cannot," she said simply. "What do you mean I can't?" His voice rose. "If you try to leave, the bond will break," she said. "And we will both die." Silence filled the room. Noah sat back down, his mind spinning. "This is insane," he whispered. "This can't be real." "I did not choose it either," she said, looking away. "But it is done, and now we are one." He looked at her again. Really, looked. She seemed tired. Her eyes weren't cold anymore, just lost. "What's your name?" he asked. She hesitated. "Lyra. I'm Noah," he said quietly. Lyra nodded. "Your world is gone. The attack was not small." Noah's eyes widened. "My city? Destroyed," she said. "But you lived. Because I brought you here. Because the bond would not let you die." Noah put his hands over his face. Everything was too much. "You should rest," she said, turning to leave. "No, wait," he said quickly. "Where are you going?" "I must contact no one," she said. "The others. They must not know what happened." "Why?" She looked back at him, and this time her voice was cold again. "Because in my world," she said, "humans are not allowed. And bonding with one," she paused, her golden eyes shining, "is forbidden." Then the door closed. Noah sat in silence. Bonded? Forbidden? What had he gotten himself into? And deep inside his chest, the disk blinked again. Green, blue, green. What do you mean bonded? Noah couldn't sleep. The bed was soft, the lights dim, and the air warm, but his thoughts were loud, too loud. He kept hearing her voice. You saved me, and now we are one. The blinking disk on his chest pulsed in, rhythm with his heartbeat, like it was alive, like it was listening. He stood and began walking the small room again. He had counted the steps, 10 across, 8 forward, no windows, no door, unless she opened it. He was trapped. Then suddenly, the wall hissed. Noah turned quickly. Lyra stood at the entrance again. But something was different. She looked worried. I need answers, Noah said before she could speak. She didn't respond. He stepped forward. You said we're bonded. What does that even mean? Are you saying I'm your prisoner? No, she said softly. You are my connection. My other half. Noah frowned. That sounds worse. In our history, she said, when two souls become one, they cannot be apart. One breathes, the other feels it. One suffers, the other bleeds. He shook his head. This is impossible. For your kind, she said. Yes. For mine. Ancient truth. Noah stepped back and took a deep breath. Then remove it, he said. This bond, break it. Her golden eyes darkened. If I could, I would be dead. They stared at each other in silence. She stepped closer, slowly. She placed her hand over the disk on his chest. Her touch was warm. When you touched me in fire, your heart gave me life. My body responded with instinct. The bond formed. It is now inside both of us, every cell, every nerve, we are joined. Why didn't you let me die? Noah whispered. Lyra looked away. I tried. I walked away from you, left you under the ruins. But then, I felt your pain, and I couldn't. You were already part of me. Noah sat down heavily on the bed. This doesn't make sense, he said. It doesn't have to, she replied. He looked up. You said your people wouldn't accept this. They will not, she said. To them, humans are wild, emotional, weak. He smiled bitterly. That's not totally wrong. Lyra shook her head. They don't understand your strength. You rushed into fire for a stranger. That is not weakness, that is rare. They were quiet again. Then something strange happened. A sharp pain shot through Noah's side. He cried out and clutched his ribs. Lyra gasped, grabbing her side at the same time. What was that? He groaned. The bond, she whispered. It's stabilizing. We are sinking. He looked at her, eyes wide. That was real? Yes, she said. And there's more. Suddenly the ship shuddered. Noah fell back against the wall. What now? He shouted. Lyra touched a glowing panel. Her eyes darted over symbols quickly. We're not alone, she said. Another ship found us. Yours? He asked. No, she said. Worse, Federation hunters. If they detect a bond, she stopped. What? He said. They will tear it out of us, she said coldly. And study what's left. Noah's blood ran cold. We have to run, she said. Noah stood up fast. Then let's go. She looked at him strangely. You want to help me? He looked at her and nodded. You said we're connected, right? She blinked. Then if they come for you, he said, they come for me too. A moment passed. Then, Lyra moved. Fast. She pulled a suit from a hidden wall and threw it to him. Put this on, she said. We need to hide your signal. What about you? He asked. I'll protect you, she said, even if it kills me. Noah looked down at the strange alien suit in his hands. His whole world had flipped. Just yesterday he was a normal man. Now he was running from an alien empire, soul-bound to a warrior from the stars. He pulled the suit on and looked at her. "I'm ready." Lyra stared at him. Then she said one word softly, almost like a promise. "Together. The Council must not know." The ship floated silently in deep space, hidden behind the shadow of a dead moon. Inside, the lights were dim. Lyra worked quickly at the control panel, her fingers dancing over glowing symbols. Noah stood beside her, his body tense. "They're still searching for us?" he asked. She nodded. "The Federation patrols don't give up easily. If they scan the ship and detect our bond, it will be over." Noah looked at her, worried. "You keep saying that. Over how?" Lyra didn't look at him. "They will separate us, study us, or worse." The words hung in the air like ice. "They hate humans that much?" he asked softly. "It's not just hate," she said. "It's fear. A bond with a human has never happened before. To them, it breaks the laws of nature." Noah shook his head. "But we didn't choose this." "Exactly," she said, "and that scares them more." Suddenly, a loud bang echoed through the ship. The walls trembled, lights flickered, Noah's heart jumped. "What was that?" Lyra's eyes widened. "They found us." She pressed something on the panel. A screen appeared, showing a large black ship approaching, dark, sharp, like a predator in space. "They're boarding us," she said. Noah moved back. "Then we need to run." "There's nowhere to go," she whispered, "unless—" She looked at him, thinking fast. "Noah," she said, "I need you to hide." "What?" he said. "You said they'll feel the bond." "Yes," she said, "but only if they see you. If they don't, I can block the signal for a few minutes." The ship shook again. Lyra pulled open a small door in the floor. It led to a dark space below the control room. "Get in," she said. Noah hesitated. "What about you?" She looked into his eyes. "I'll lie," she said, "just long enough to keep them away." He nodded slowly. "Okay, but if anything happens, you stay hidden," she said firmly. "No matter what." Noah climbed down. The door closed above him. Darkness, silence. Then footsteps. Heavy, slow. Voices followed, deep, echoing, cold. "This ship is off course," said a voice. "Who commands it?" "I do," Lyra replied calmly. Noah could barely breathe. A second voice spoke. "Where were you during the last raid on Sector 9? Lyra answered, "I was damaged. Took time to recover." "We sensed something," the voice said. "A disturbance." "I was alone," she said. Another silence. Then metal footsteps walked closer to where Noah was hidden. His heart pounded in his ears. A voice above him said, "This ship smells like Earth." Lyra responded instantly. "I crossed through their system. I took damage from their weapons." A pause. "You risked exposure," the voice said. "I had no choice." Another silence. Then Noah felt it. A warm pressure in his chest. The bond. And pain. Above him, Lyra let out a soft gasp. One of the guards had touched her shoulder. She flinched. "What's wrong with you?" the voice asked. Lyra struggled to speak. "Energy. Imbalance. From the repairs." Then footsteps moved away. Moments later, the ship shook again. A loud hiss followed. They were leaving. The ship fell silent once more. Then the door above Noah opened. Light flooded in. Lyra looked down at him, her face pale. "You okay?" he asked. She nodded weakly. "Barely." He climbed out and helped her to a seat. Her hands were shaking. "They touched you," he said. "Yes," she whispered. "And you felt it too?" He nodded slowly. We really are connected. Lyra looked at him. Her eyes were softer now, more human than before. You risked everything, he said. For me. So did you, she replied. They sat in silence for a while. Then Lyra stood. This changes everything, she said. How? The council thinks I'm loyal, she said. But if they learn I've bonded with a human, they will call it betrayal. So what now? Noah asked. Lyra looked out the window at the stars. We run, she said, but not just to hide. Then for what? She turned back to him. To find those who believe what we feel is not wrong. You touched my soul. The ship floated silently through a hidden starfield. Space was calm, but inside the ship Noah could feel a storm. He stood alone in the dark hallway. The walls hummed softly. Somewhere in the distance, Lyra was resting. The last mission had drained her, both physically and emotionally. Noah looked down at the disc on his chest. It blinked gently, in rhythm with his heartbeat. He touched it. Warm. What even is this thing, he thought. He wandered through the ship, curious. He passed strange doors, some locked, some open. One room had floating blue lights, another had glowing, spheres stacked in glass tubes. Then he saw it, a door slightly open. Inside, soft light and whispering sounds. He pushed it gently and stepped in. The room was filled with floating crystals. They glowed faintly and moved in the air like feathers in slow wind. At the center, a small table. On it, a strange black cube. Noah stepped closer and touched it by accident. It blinked, and suddenly a voice echoed in the room. He smiled at me, even though he was dying. Noah froze. It was Lyra's voice. I don't understand why he helped me. No one ever has, not even my own kind. Noah's eyes widened. This was a memory recording. He looked at the cube again. The crystals floated around it. He reached for me, even when the fire burned his skin. I felt something. Strange, warm, powerful. They call humans weak, but he wasn't weak. He was kind. Noah took a deep breath. He stepped back, unsure what to feel. This wasn't just duty. Lyra had spoken about him from the heart. I'm afraid, her voice continued, not of the bond, but of what it means. I was trained to fight, not to feel. Noah reached out and turned the cube off. The room went silent. He stood there for a moment. His heart felt full. Not with answers, but with something else. Something new. He left the room quietly. Later, he found Lyra in the control chamber. She looked better now, her eyes brighter, her voice steady. Noah, she said, you should be resting. I found the memory room, he said softly. She blinked. You heard? He nodded. There was silence. Then she turned away. I didn't mean for you to hear that, she said. I'm glad I did, Noah replied. Lyra didn't move. I thought you saw me as a mistake, he continued. But it meant something to you too. She turned slowly. It did. Their eyes met. I don't know how to be like you, she whispered. I was raised for command, for orders. I was never taught how to connect. You're doing fine, he said gently. Lyra smiled, a small, unsure smile. Then the ship beeped. Lyra turned to the screen, a signal, small, hidden. She tapped the controls. A voice came through, quiet, deep, alien. If you are who we think you are, come to the frozen moon. We are waiting. Lyra's eyes widened. What is it? Noah asked. She stared at the screen. There's a group, she said. A secret one. Rebels, outcasts, believers. They think the old ways are wrong, that peace with humans is possible. And they know about us? Maybe, she said. Or maybe they just guessed. Noah leaned closer. Should we trust them? I don't know, she said, but it's better than hiding forever. She tapped the controls again, setting course for the frozen moon. As the stars shifted and the ship changed direction, Noah looked at Lyra. You said something in your recording, he said. She turned to him. You said I touched your soul. She nodded slowly. I think you touched mine too, he said. Neither spoke after that. But they didn't have to. Captured, together or apart. The frozen moon was silent. No cities, no ships. Just snow and stillness. Noah and Lyra stood near the edge of a deep canyon. Ice cracked beneath their boots. A silver flare had marked the meeting place. But now... Nothing. It's too quiet, Noah whispered. Lyra scanned the sky. Something is wrong. Suddenly a flash, bright lights. A loud hum. A trap. A huge alien ship uncloaked above them, black and sharp like a dagger in the clouds. Lyra reached for her weapon, but a beam of blue light struck them from above. Both fell, paralyzed. As darkness pulled them under, Noah saw her hand twitching, trying to reach for his. They woke in chains. The room was cold metal. Lights buzzed overhead. Noah's wrists were locked to the wall. Lyra was across from him, bound by her arms and neck. Her face was bruised. But her eyes... they burned with fury. Noah groaned. Where are we? Lyra looked around. Federation, cell ship. Is this the council? She nodded slowly. They've been hunting us since the bond formed. Noah tried to move, but the cuffs burned his skin. A metal door opened. A tall alien stepped in. Silver armor, no emotion. Behind him, a group of older aliens, the Council of Elders. One elder stepped forward, voice deep and cold. You, female, have violated sacred law. You have bonded with a human. Lyra raised her chin. I did not choose it. It chose us. No excuse, the elder said. This act is forbidden, and the alien turned to Noah, is to be removed. Noah's heart pounded. Removed how? Your connection will be cut, the elder said. We will extract the bond. Lyra's eyes went wide. That will kill us both. Acceptable, the elder replied coldly. Guards moved forward. Noah struggled. Don't touch him, Lyra shouted. One guard grabbed Noah's arm. Pain shot through his chest. Lyra screamed. They both felt it. The room froze. The elders stared. You feel his pain, one whispered. Lyra gasped. Of course I do. He is part of me. Noah's voice trembled. Then let me speak. The room went silent. I didn't ask for this, he said. But I won't run from it. I didn't run when she was dying. I didn't run when you came after us. And I won't run now. He looked straight at the council. You want to kill us because we're different, because we broke a rule. But that rule was made by people who never felt what we feel. Lyra stared at him, stunned. The eldest alien narrowed his eyes. You would die. For her? Noah nodded. I would. Silence. Then the elders turned and left the room. The guards stayed. Lyra looked at Noah. Why did you say that? Because it's true, he said. You would have done the same. She looked down. No, she whispered. I wouldn't have. Not before I met you. Hours passed. Then the door opened again. A new alien entered, different from the rest, younger, dressed in gray. He leaned close and whispered to Lyra, You have one chance. Escape. Now. Before she could ask, he unlocked her cuffs and pressed a button on the wall. Smoke filled the room. Noah coughed. His cuffs opened too. Run! The stranger yelled. Go now! Lyra pulled Noah to his feet. Together, they sprinted through. The hall, alarms blaring around them. Guards chased them. They reached the hangar. A ship waited. Lyra jumped into the pilot seat. Noah closed the hatch. Shots fired, sparks flew. They lifted off just in time, the cell ship disappearing behind them. Later, in the quiet of space, Noah sat on the floor, breathing hard. Lyra joined him, her face pale. "I thought we were dead," he said. "So did I." He looked at her. "That speech I gave. It saved us," she said. "It reminded me what this bond really means." She reached out and touched his hand. "I'm not afraid anymore." Neither was he. But he knew this wasn't the end. The council would come again, and next time, they might not run. Rebellion of the heart. The stars outside the ship burned bright, but Noah's heart felt heavier than ever. They had escaped the council, barely. But the bond between him and Lyra, it wasn't just a connection now. It was a target. Everywhere they went, they had to hide. Avoid patrols, block transmissions, stay invisible. Lyra sat quietly at the ship's console. Her hands rested on the controls, but her mind was far away. "They won't stop," she said softly. "They won't rest until one of us is gone." Noah stood beside her. "Then we keep running." Lyra shook her head. "Running doesn't fix what's broken. Someone has to stand up and say it's not wrong." Noah leaned against the wall. "Then maybe it's us." She turned and looked at him. "Alone?" He gave her a small smile. "We've made it this far." Her eyes softened. For a moment, they sat in silence. Then, a signal beeped, a coded message, short, blinking red. Lyra opened it carefully. A face appeared on the screen, an alien woman, older, fierce, with silver skin and bright green eyes. "To the bonded pair, your courage has woken many. Come to the hidden ring of the forgotten stars, you are not alone." Lyra gasped. Noah raised an eyebrow. "Who is that?" "Her name is Vera," Lyra said. "She was exiled from the council for speaking about human kindness. I thought she was dead." "She's alive," Noah said, "and she's calling us." Lyra nodded. "Then let's go." The journey took 2 days. The hidden ring was a massive circle of broken planets and space debris, ancient, forgotten by the rest of the galaxy. Inside the ring, ships waited. Dozens. All kinds. Noah looked through the window. "That's a lot of rebels." "They're not rebels," Lyra said. "They're believers." They landed on a platform surrounded by giant silver structures. At the center, a hall built from crystal and steel. Vera stood there, waiting. "You are brave to come," she said as they stepped out. "We didn't have a choice," Lyra replied. "None of us did," Vera said, "but now we have a voice." Inside the hall, hundreds of beings gathered, aliens of different shapes, sizes, and colors. All stood in silence as Lyra and Noah entered. Vera raised her hand. "These two broke a law," she said. "Not by force, but by love, by courage, by sacrifice." The room murmured. Vera continued. "The council says their bond is unnatural. I say it's the future." She turned to Noah. "Human, speak." Noah took a deep breath. Then he stepped forward. "I didn't mean to be a symbol," he said. "I just saw someone hurt and I helped her, but something happened. We bonded, not just in body and heart." He looked at Lyra. "And I won't hide it anymore." The room was silent for a moment. Then someone clapped. Another cheered. Soon, the hall echoed with voices, agreeing, shouting, rising. But outside, another sound grew louder. An alarm. Lyra ran to the screen. A fleet was approaching. Council warships. "They followed us," she whispered. Vera narrowed her eyes. "Then let them come. We're done hiding." The battle began fast. The rebels scrambled to their ships. Noah ran to help. "Lyra." She threw him a comm link and a flight suit. "We fight together," she said. Noah nodded. "Always." In space, ships fired beams of light across the stars. Explosions lit up the black sky. Inside their ship, Noah and Lyra dodged blasts and returned fire. Suddenly, a giant warship locked onto them. "They're targeting us." "Noah, said. Because of the bond, Lyra replied. The warship charged its cannon. Lyra whispered, There's only one way. She reached for the bond device on her chest. Noah grabbed her wrist. No. If I overload the bond, it will disrupt their weapons, she said. But you'll be... I'd rather die free than live apart, she whispered. But before she could act, another ship blocked the blast, a rebel vessel. It was Vera. The blast hit her ship. It exploded in silence. No. Lyra screamed. Tears filled her eyes, but the distraction worked. The Council fleet panicked. The rebels pushed forward. One by one, the warships fell back. The Council retreated. Later, back on the surface, the sky was quiet. Lyra stood at the edge of the platform watching the stars. Noah walked up beside her. She gave her life for us, he said. She believed in what we have, Lyra whispered. And now, so do they. The others were gathering behind them. The rebellion was no longer a secret. It was a movement. Lyra looked at Noah. We're not just bonded, she said. We're a message, he said. She took his hand. No matter what happens next, she said. I'm glad it was you, he smiled. So am I. Am eternally bound. The war was over. For now. The Council fleet had retreated. The rebels, now leaders of a growing alliance, had claimed their first real victory. But for Noah and Lyra, something had changed deep inside. It was no longer just about survival. It was about something bigger. They stood in the quiet garden of the Crystal Temple, high above the frozen ring. Below them, stars reflected off the ice, making it look like the galaxy itself had come to rest at their feet. Lyra held a small silver pendant in her hand, Vara's symbol, an old sign of unity now passed to them. She believed in us, Lyra said softly. She saw something I was too afraid to see. Noah nodded. That the bond wasn't a curse. It was a beginning. They stood in silence. Then, a voice echoed across the garden. Step forward. The new alliance leaders had gathered. Aliens from a dozen worlds stood together, once enemies, now united by a single truth. Noah and Lyra stepped into the center. An old alien, tall and wise, looked at them. You have faced death, exile, war, and love. The bond you share is now known across stars, and many still fear it. He paused. But we do not. A hush fell. We ask you both, what path will you walk now? Lyra looked at Noah. Noah took her hand. We walk it together, he said. Lyra spoke clearly. We will no longer run. We will no longer hide. If this bond can heal what war has broken, then we give it to the galaxy. The crowd was silent for a long moment. Then came the sound of metal striking stone. Slow, steady, applause. One by one, they joined in, a rising sound of hope. That night, Noah stood alone at the edge of the garden. The stars above looked endless. He thought of Earth, of the life he had lost, of the one he had found. Lyra walked up behind him. You're quiet. Just thinking, he said. About Earth? He nodded. I don't know if I'll ever see it again. She took his hand. I know how that feels. Noah smiled faintly. You once said you were trained for war, not love. I still don't know how to love like humans do, she whispered. But I know this. When I'm near you, the world feels less cold. Noah turned to face her. I used to think I was ordinary, he said. Just a man trying to survive. But then I saw you, and I jumped into fire. Why? She asked softly. He didn't hesitate. Because something in me knew. You were worth it, Lyra's eyes shimmered. You touched my soul before I even knew I had one. She leaned in and placed her forehead against his. The bond pulsed gently between them, not with pain, not with fear, but with warmth, with peace. Later, as the temple lights dimmed, Lyra and Noah stood before a gathering of young students, aliens of all kinds, eager to learn. One child raised a hand. "Is it true? The bond is forever?" Lyra smiled. "Yes, even when it's hard. Especially then," Noah said. "That's when it matters most." Another student asked, "Were you scared?" Lyra laughed gently. "Terrified. But I had him," she added. "And I had her," Noah said. They looked at each other. And then Lyra said the words that had started it all. The words she had once spoken in fear, but now, spoken with pride. "Leave? No, human. We're eternally bound now. You can't go anywhere." Epilogue, optional ending scene for deeper impact. Somewhere far across the galaxy, in a quiet chamber of the old council, one elder remained. He watched the recordings, saw the war, he saw the bond, and for the first time in his long life, he wept.